I hope you can hear me, you can see me. This is Alisa from Alisa's Transmuting Tarot Facebook page and from Alice's Wonders Facebook page. Now, guys, today I'm doing another episode of my series that I titled About Tarot. This series is about tarot, literally. And if you watched my previous videos, my previous episodes of the series, then you know that I created it originally because lots of people were asking me questions about tarot, and all of these questions were fear-based, and people were cautioning me against reading tarot, against working with it. People were like, "Oh my God, tarot! This is horrible, terrible! Ah," things like that. And so yeah, at the beginning I was also a little bit scared. Well, not a little bit. I was really scared of tarot myself. But then I got to know what it's all about, and I learned a lot. I asked lots of questions. I did a lot of research, and now that I finally understand it myself, I can kind of pass this knowledge on to you guys, and hopefully, help you not be freaked out by it so much, because it's really much better to know something really well and stop being afraid than to be always afraid of something and to be kind of, always be controlled by your fear, right? So don't let your fears control you. Instead, control your fear yourself and be in the position of a leader of your life. All right, guys. So today, the episode, by the way, if you're interested in the previous episodes, you can always check the description to the video, right? In the description, you can find the links to the previous episodes, all of them. So today is episode number 6, but the previous 5 you have in the description to the video. And because I also have a YouTube channel also titled Alisa's Transmuting Tarot, you can find the links to these videos on my YouTube channel, but you can also check them out on Facebook, so whatever you prefer. So, all right, guys. So today we're discussing the question. Again, as always, I can tell you guys that all of these questions, these are real questions. So I don't make them up. Like real people actually come to me and ask these. So I hope that it will resonate with you because I feel like it's a very, real question that many people might have in mind. So many people come to tarot readers with the question of when. So, right, the question is about the timing. Oh, guys, by the way, before we go, just very quickly, beware of the scammers. If somebody in the comments start offering you, to sell some kind of curse or anything else, just ignore these people and just concentrate on the content of the video. All right? Okay. So, coming back to the question. So, we're discussing the timing. Many people want to know when something will happen in their life. Usually, I mean, I would say not many people ask a question like, when will I die or something? No, obviously not. But a lot of people want to know, when will I meet the one, right? This is like the most, let's say, popular question. Or when will I finally get back with my ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever? Or when will, I don't know, my dream come true? Well, when will my career, for example, finally take off, etc., etc. So there is a lot of this question about timing. Now, yeah, so let's talk about this. First of all, you probably heard this concept that time doesn't really exist. That this idea that there is time, it only exists in our kind of human mind, in our human understanding of things, and in reality, there is no such thing. It's actually true. There is no such thing as time. So, in reality, like in the universe, the only time is always now. There is only now. Always like now before, now after, now right now. It's like always now. So, this is one thing. Another thing is that, okay, imagine you come to a tarot reader with a question of when, for example, will I meet the one, right? The most, let's say, popular question. Let's say a tarot reader does a tarot reading and tells you, oh, I can see according to these cards that, for example, well, some tarot readers might tell you, you will never meet the one, which is, of course, not true. But let's take a typical situation, and the tarot reader says, I see that you're going to meet someone within the next 3 months, for example, right? And now let's say 3 months pass, and you still haven't met anyone, and you're like, what the hell? Why is this happening? So you're like, the tarot reader was a bad person. He or she lied to me, or or you think, oh, this person is I don't know, doesn't have enough experience, or blah blah blah, doesn't know how to read cards, things like that. So basically you get angry and you think that, the prediction was incorrect. In reality, this does not have to be the truth. Of course, it might be the truth, but it doesn't have to be. What often happens is that, now guys, if you watched my previous videos, actually any of them, you know that I keep repeating the same thing over and over again, that there is no really such thing as destiny, that we create our reality every single day with our actions, words, thoughts, and especially decisions. Decisions do not have to be always external. These can also be internal. Like you wake up in the morning and you decide that today, actually, you choose to be happy. This is also a decision, right? And so, depending on your actions, words, thoughts, and decisions, basically depending on how you create your reality, this is also connected with the result and with the result in time. So, for example, at the moment when, let's say, in that situation with the tarot reader who predicted something to you, that you will meet someone within 3 months, at that moment when you came to that tarot reader, perhaps you were, thinking positively, perhaps you were excited, you were inspired, you felt like, yes, I'm going to meet the one, and only, and you were like being really high vibing and things like that. And so in the reading, obviously, the reading naturally showed you that if you are going to be progressing, at the same pace, so let's say you're in point A and you're moving towards point B, that if you're moving in that direction with that particular speed, then within 3 months, you're going to reach your goal. Hi to you too. So I can see some people commenting. And so the reader, saw this, read the cards, and here it was, right? But then, let's say, within those 3 months, you changed your behavior. You started thinking more negatively. You started worrying, oh, what if I don't meet the one? What if I don't have the one? Oh my God, what if I'm destined to be alone? Or things like that. So basically, oh, I can see scammers, guys. I can already see scammers in the comments, so please just ignore them and move on, okay? I'm going to obviously delete and block these people after the video, or basically as soon as I can. Anyway, so basically all of these fears start attacking you, and you're like, oh my God. And so let's say your energy kind of goes down a little bit, and you get a little bit less confident about meeting the one. And also, guys, I don't want to sound a little critical or something, but I would say sometimes we just kind of get lazy a little bit, Like, let's say at the beginning of the month, we're like, yes, this month I'm going to think positively. I'm going to journal every day. I'm going to do physical exercises. I'm going to eat in a healthy way. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then we kind of relax a little bit. Or, sometimes it's not that we're lazy or relaxed, but it's just like, we have a lot of perhaps external things, right? Circumstances that also take our energy, our time, perhaps health, hopefully not, but and throughout the month, we kind of like we get energetically a little bit more depleted, and as a result, we are still moving from point A to point B, but let's say not with such not at such high speed, but at lower speed. So let's say at the beginning we were moving really fast, but then we kind of started moving much slower, right? And that means if we're still moving in the same direction, it just means, hold on, it just means that we're going to reach our goal a little bit later. But if we not just started moving slower, but if we, for example, changed the direction completely and we started doing something completely different, like instead of thinking positively and journaling at least from time to time, like once, I don't know, a week, once in 2 weeks at least, then we get no result at all, right? And so as a result, we might either get our wish later in time, or if we choose not to do any steps towards it, then obviously we're not going to achieve our dream or goal at all, right? So remember, first of all, to have in mind the idea that the universe is not going to do everything for you. It's going to do, I would say, most of the work for you, but you still have to take some steps yourself as well. But since today we're discussing specifically the timing, I can tell you that do not freak out if a tarot reader predicted something to you in terms of timing, like specifically when something will happen, and you still haven't reached your goal within this period of time. Just ask yourself in this moment, what was I doing to achieve this result? And was I doing anything to achieve this result? Because if you weren't doing anything, then guys, it's time to wake up. I remember once somebody actually came to me with a question about specific time. I felt like this person actually wanted me to give them specific like day, hour, and minute when something will happen, which was kind of funny because obviously, even when you do some kind of reading about timing, it usually cannot be that precise. I mean, come on. You cannot predict somebody's like specific timing in terms of minutes, right? Or seconds. Although who knows, maybe you can. But it doesn't seem so. Usually in cards you have, first of all, you have 4 suits, and depending on which suit it is, it can be more or less predicted whether something is going to be moving fast or slow, right? So this is like one sign that you can use to see how fast something is going to be moving or coming true. There are also different cards just generally showing some kind of whether fast moving or slow moving. Sorry guys, I can see somebody writing in the comments. Okay, yeah, so somebody's asking me about a reading. If you contact me via Alisa's Transmuting Tarot Facebook page, you can get a personal tarot reading, of course, yes. All right, guys. So continuing, yes. So there are some cards also, for example, in Major Arcana cards that show us whether something is going to be slow or fast or, however moving it is. So this is something that we can use to see more or less the timing. Also, of course, there are different types of readings. So, for example, a tarot reader might choose to create a certain spread. And, for example, in this spread, the first 2 cards, let's say it's a reading for the whole year, right? And the first 2 cards would show the first what? Let's say yeah, the first 2 months, then or the first 4 months, let's say. So let's say each card represents 2 months. So you have two cards that show 4 months, another two that show another 4 months, etc., etc. Okay, so you can do it like this. You can also choose to do a reading where each card is going to represent like 1 month. But let me tell you from my personal experience, because I also had tarot readings done for me and oracle readings done for me. And I can tell you that from my experience, actually, now that I'm thinking, I don't think any tarot reading or oracle reading that was done for me was ever like exactly that accurate in terms of timing. I think pretty much every single time I did achieve the things that I wanted, but later in time. And I actually understood why. Like each and every time, I understood why. Because I remember even some tarot readers were like, okay, so in order for you to achieve this thing this month, you need to do this, this, and this. And I was like, mm-hmm. And then when the time came for me to take these steps, I would either freak out or I don't know, like I would get scared of something or I would be unsure or I would be just like hesitant, etc., etc. And as a result, I wouldn't take certain steps that I was supposed to take that month. And guess what? When you don't take steps, do you get the result? No. You take 0 steps, you get 0 results, right? So if you take steps, then you get the result. So depending on how many steps you took, this is how much result you get. And if this result is also connected with the timing, so let's say you want to achieve something fast, it means that you need to be taking your steps really fast as well. Alright, guys, so I hope this is clear. Let me think if I wanted to add anything else here. So let's see. Oh yeah, I remember actually the last reading that I had was the oracle reading, and that was the reading for the whole year. It was a really nice reading. I liked it very much. I felt like it was it resonated with me very strongly, and it felt like it it was like very, very accurate to me, even though it was kind of like about the future, but I could already feel because some things were already beginning for me at that time already. And the interesting thing was that, that person told me, they said, in order for you to get this result, you would have to, do this and this. Oh, and there was also something about like you have to learn something, but it was a little bit unclear what I was supposed to learn exactly. And so theoretically, I was supposed to learn something, and this thing was supposed to give me some like quick result or whatever. But I wasn't sure what it was exactly. And so I actually did not achieve that result within that period of time that the person predicted for me because I couldn't figure out what exactly, like what thing it was. And then eventually, so at first I thought it was one thing, but then I kind of stumbled upon something else. As you know, guys, because recently I became a theta healer, and this is exactly the thing that I was supposed to learn. And now that I got into that thing, things started progressing much faster. But I can see now that, so theoretically, according to the original prediction that I got, I was supposed to learn that thing, like, let's say, 2 or 3 months ago, right? So you could say, oh, I'm kind of having this like 2 or 3 months delay, but it doesn't matter because I still achieve my goal, right? Or goals, because I have lots of them. So yeah, this is how it works, and this is my personal experience and my personal examples. So I hope it is more clear for you this way. So I think this is it, guys. This is everything that I wanted to tell you. I don't know if you watched the general reading that I did for this week, but I hope it is resonating for you. I remember that the reading was quite positive, and today in the evening I started feeling like really positively, and I'm in a super really great wonderful mood. Who knows why? But like if you know me and if you watch my previous videos, you know that sometimes I just get into the super great mood for no explicable reason. Because why do you need to have a reason to be happy? You just can be happy all the time, right? So, yeah, I hope, guys, you're kind of high vibing today as well. And I'm sending you lots of love and lots of positive energy. And I hope I inspired you as well, to be enjoying your life and just to be happy. Remember that if you want to know when something is going to happen in your life, basically, the answer is usually not about the actual time in terms of calendar or in terms of clock. The actual answer is when you're ready. This is usually the answer. So basically, if you want to achieve something, usually a tarot reader would tell you which obstacles you would need to overcome or what steps you would need to take in order to achieve something. So very often the answer to your question, when will I meet the one, for example, might be as soon as, for example, you learn to love yourself, right? Or you will, I don't know, get back with your ex boyfriend, girlfriend, as soon as you realize that actually you can be self sufficient and confident on your own as well, right? Or as soon as you learn to accept yourself for who you are. So, this is usually a typical answer because the universe doesn't know timing in terms of calendars and watch. The universe knows timing in terms of your progress. So this is how it works. So thank you very much, guys, once again. I hope it was clear. And if you have any extra questions, you can obviously ask them in the comments. Once again, guys, ignore the scammers. Just concentrate on the content of the video. If you're interested, because I saw that some people contacted me, if you're interested in a personal intuitive tarot reading with me, you can contact me via Alisa's Transmuting Tarot Facebook page. And you can also actually contact me via Alisa's Transmuting Tarot Facebook page with regards to a coaching session and a theta healing session, because now I offer these as well. And if you're interested in my energetic gemstone jewelry, which I make myself and then I load it with positive energy, I create these specifically for each person individually for their specific individual energy, and then I load them with this positive energy to support the person, the owner of this thing, of this jewelry piece. You can check these at Alice's Wonders Facebook page. You can find there, like, the whole albums with pictures, so you can see what previous people got, let's say. And remember that each piece is individual and unique, just like you. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day, and all the best.